Welcome to Score Wizard, sheet music that listens. When you use Score Wizard, you can import any score, train it with your own playing or that of a recording, and then, when you perform the piece, Score Wizard will listen to you, track your playing with a cursor, and flip the pages automatically. In this video, we will review Score Wizard's score training process. We'll cover 3 stages: training the score, setting up the systems, and refining the cursor's synchronization with the played music. We start with playing the piece. Tap Train, followed by Train Listening. If prompted, give Score Wizard permission to use the microphone. Start playing the page displayed on the screen. When you reach the page's end, tap Save Page at the bottom right-hand side of the score. This saves the audio data the app just learned from your playing. If you prefer to train the entire piece at once, you can also manually flip the page when you reach its end. Either tap the right side of the score page, or use a Bluetooth pedal if you have one connected. The current page will be saved, and training will resume for the following page. If you're training from your own playing, you can skip ahead to the next chapter. If you'd like to train from an audio file, here's how. We cannot train from YouTube clips or tracks in your device's music library, as these are not directly accessible to other apps. We can, however, use standalone audio files saved to locations accessible by the Files app. Tap the player icon on the navigation bar and choose Open Audio File. Find your file in the next screen. Once it is loaded, use the slider to scrub through the audio. Find the spot that matches the beginning of the current page. When you are ready, tap Train and then Train Listening. This will also start the audio player at the position you have selected. When you reach the end of the page, tap the right side of the screen to flip to the next page. You will hear a short gap in the playback. This signals that the previous page has been saved and that we are now training the current one. You can always retrain score pages, either individually or in a batch, following the same instructions. At this point, you can already use Score Wizard's automated page flip capability by tapping Follow and then Follow with no cursor. When you play the piece, you will see a progress bar below the score. When the bar is in a dark shade of blue, it means that Score Wizard is following you confidently. When the bar is a lighter shade of blue, it means that the app just locked onto the current passage you are playing. If the bar turns orange, it means that the confidence level is lower. Just continue playing. Score Wizard will catch up soon. If the bar turns amber, it means that the confidence level of the score following is low. Automated page flips are not triggered at this state. In this state, if the progress bar is ahead of your actual playing, it is likely to wait and find you. If it is behind your playing, you will have to flip manually. But how will you know for sure? That's where the cursor comes in. To enable it, first we need to tell Score Wizard where the systems are on each page. To do that, tap Train and then Set Up Systems. The app will attempt to detect where the systems are, but you will need to fine-tune the rectangles it creates. Use the controls to make sure they cover the entire staves of each system, and that they start from the leftmost note and reach all the way to the final system bar line. Resizing is done by dragging the bottom right corner of each rectangle. You can also add and delete systems as needed. If you are dealing with repeats and double endings, please refer to the separate video linked in the description. Use the right and left arrows to flip to adjacent pages and set them up as well. When you are done, save by tapping the button on the bottom right corner. When the systems are set up and you tap Follow, the Follow with Cursor mode is already available to you. However, at this point, the app assumes that all notes are spread evenly across all of the page's systems. To synchronize the cursor to the actual notes, you need to tap Train and choose Refine Cursor Sync. This next step takes a bit more attention, but it's worth it. In this screen, the instructions are available by tapping the information button on the top right. This screen uses an audio recording of the training session you created earlier. Tap with 2 fingers to play and pause that recording. You will see the cursor starting its journey. Listen to the music and tap on the systems at the right location in order to create synchronization points. It is very convenient, for instance, to tap at the beginning of each measure. As you tap, you'll see the cursor becoming more and more aligned with the actual music. When the player is paused, tapping on the systems will make the player start again from that point in the music. You can delete sync points and you can move them for fine-tuning. If you create a sync point that would place the cursor behind an earlier one, the earlier one will be automatically removed. It's a good idea to have one final listen when you are done to make sure the cursor follows the music exactly. When you are done with the page, use the arrows to flip to adjacent pages and repeat the process. Tap Save at the bottom right when done. Now you can use Score Wizard's full tracking capabilities by tapping Follow and selecting Follow with Cursor. In this mode, you can tap on the systems to send the cursor to where you are playing. The score following system expects you to be performing the piece. It can adjust for freedom, changes of tempo, and wrong notes. If you stop and restart, it will be able to catch you within a few seconds. The progress bar is there too to keep you informed of how well Score Wizard is tracking your playing. When certainty is not full, you will also notice the cursor pulsating slowly. A word of caution. Score Wizard's following algorithm is robust and well tested. Nevertheless, it is always a good idea to be careful. You can train the piece in one location and perform it in another, or use a recording for the training session, but always rehearse the piece in the performance venue to make sure the system is responding well. It's a good idea to also have a Bluetooth pedal connected. Score Wizard can use it like any other sheet music viewer, but in flow mode you can use the backflip pedal to temporarily suspend following, that's the first tap, and go back, second tap. And the forward flip pedal will flip to the next page where the score following will restart. To facilitate matters and tie loose ends, Score Wizard presents a preview of the next page before flipping, and after flipping, a post view of the end of the previous page lingers for a while longer. Tap the preview icon on the navigation bar to fine-tune the location of these windows and the section of the next page that they will display. The screen also allows you to calibrate when the page flip should occur. Practice working with Score Wizard system, and in no time you will feel that page turn dread is a thing of the past. Enough talking, time for music.